All right, we are back, and I'm about to drop some facts about BYD Flash charging. That's the latest and greatest thing from BYD. Build Your Dreams is a Chinese EV company. They make all EVs. They've made plenty of other things, but they're really making waves right now in the automotive industry by making and selling enough EVs to the point of where they actually surpassed, for the first time since Tesla's gain or notoriety, uh, they actually surpassed Tesla in sales. At least they did. I believe at the time of filming this video, they actually gained their lead back by a very small margin. So it looks like it's one of those things that is going to probably change again, especially because BYD is not sold everywhere that Tesla is, and vice versa. But BYD is way more limited in its visibility than Tesla is. It's a newer company. It's hard to trust new companies. I get that. Canada actually is set to receive BYDs starting sometime this year, I think, or next year, or what have you, soon in the future. So yeah, BYD is seriously making some big waves. Um, so without further ado, let's get into some numbers. And I've got my notes here too. So if you see me looking off to the side, just know that's where I got the magic happening. Right. All right. So let's get into it. BYD Flash charging technology, with which is paired with their second generation blade battery technology. It's ultra fast charging. This charging infrastructure that they've already implemented, they've got like well over, what is it, 4,000 of these chargers set up, and they've got a plan to set up at least 20,000 of these stations by 2020. Oh, geez, by the end of 2026. So things are changing fast. So here's the numbers. Performance wise, you're looking at 10% to 70. We'll talk about these windows in a second here. 10% to 70% charging 5 minutes. That's five with an F. If you want to go from 10 to 97, once again, these are some goofy windows, but 10 to 90% is 9 minutes. So even if you were almost charging to 100%, 9 minutes is nothing. 9 minutes is actually even, I think I've spent 9 minutes at a gas station before. Oh, wait, that's right. I've spent 2 hours looking for gas. As my wife says, I digress. 5 minutes for 10% to 70%. That is a massive upgrade. I remember when, now this is DC fast charging, by the way, but I remember when DC fast charging said that it was going to take like 40 minutes, and people were like, oh, God, 40 minutes. I don't have that kind of time. And sure, maybe you don't. But I do know this. I definitely have 5 minutes. I definitely have 5 minutes or even 9 minutes. Now let's talk about cold performance. So unfortunately, when it gets cold, this is where things unfortunately take a turn for the worst. When you're talking about negative 22 Fahrenheit, negative 30 Celsius, the speeds they unfortunately slow down, and you're looking at an extra 3 minutes. So even when it's negative 22 outside, you're looking at a whopping 7 minutes or 9 minutes for 10 to 70%. Let's talk about these percentages. Let's talk about these windows. These windows are important. Anything below 10%, the battery does not like to be forced DC charged at anything below 10%. So that's why the percentage window starts at 10%. And then anything above 70 or 80 or 90%, that also is like the battery is not happy there. So that's why they have these what look like to be an odd, goofy percentage ranges. They're actually by design. Anything lower or higher than that will take more time because the battery chemistry just can't handle that type of influx of power. Even this second generation battery blade technology that BYD has in-house. This is their in-house deal. This isn't from anybody else. It's worth noting that when you're taking a road trip, most people who have EVs, they don't generally get down to 10%. Not even close. I know on my road trips, I think about 25% is where I draw the line. Because just in case, anything can happen. just in case there's anything wrong with that station, or if I have to go somewhere else. Generally, 25%, 27% for me is enough to get me to another charging station. So that's why 10% is actually kind of saying that charging from 10%, that's generally not what most people do. There's definitely people out there, just like with gasoline vehicles. There are people that will get gas after a half a tank, after just below a half a tank. My dad used to be like that. You get below a half a tank, my dad's like, "Whoa, we need to get gas. We're almost out of gas at a half a tank." So, so yeah. Um, and then, of course, going above 97% is unique to the BYD battery infrastructure. Normally, 90% or even 80% here with everybody in the US for the most part. 80% is like the cutoff for fast charging. The Lightning actually is 90%, and that's relatively sort of a new thing. Um, Generally it's 80%. After 80, it slows down a lot, but you can charge all the way up to 90. It will not. DC fast chargers, at least here in America, and I'm sure Canada and what have you, with the current battery chemistry, 90 is where you can only charge to. It won't let you go past that. It will actually turn off. You can't unplug and plug it back in and expect to get that extra 10%. No, unfortunately, it shuts off at 90. No questions. That's as much as you can do for DC fast charging at this current point in time. The battery technology that they're using, even though it's in-house, it is still an LFP battery. Lithium iron phosphate, LFP. Lithium iron, not ion. Lithium iron phosphate. The technology exists other places too. Tesla uses it. I think even maybe even Toyota uses it as well. So that technology is not specifically new, but BYD changed some things probably physically to allow this megawatt charging to be a thing. So that's huge. The charging infrastructure is 1,500 kilowatts or 1.5 megawatts. A kilowatt is 1,000 watts. A megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts. So you can see the charging infrastructure is getting bigger and bigger. 1,500 kilowatt charging is crazy fast. Just for reference, my Lightning can go up to like 190 kilowatts. 1,300. That's 1,300 kilowatts faster. 1,300 kilowatts. That 5 minutes of charging will give you about 600 plus miles of range. So, obviously, if your battery capacity is less than 600 miles, then that time gets even smaller. See what I'm saying? It's just like when somebody says, "How fast can my truck go?" My truck goes 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. Well, I don't need that. I don't need to do. Well, you remember when that small gap that you always trying to make that right hand turn onto, and you never just seem to can make it because your car can't make. My truck can, because 0 to 45 is less than 3 seconds, and so on and so forth. This video is cut and dry. Honestly, this is a huge deal. 1.5 megawatt charging is massive. When you're coming from everybody here offering 400 or 500, that's literally 1,000 kilowatts more than what everybody else is offering. So that's huge. And that's that's it in a nutshell. That charging is just insane to me. Everything's set up like gas stations. You literally pull in and you pull out. There is no long-winded parking areas. It's literally just a small footprint, honestly, of where the charging stations are, even smaller than what charging stations already take up. Because let's face it, there's charging stations that have like 20 or 30 chargers take up less space than 4 or 5 gas pumps. So there's that. So I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. Tell your enemies to like and subscribe. Tell everybody. And we're going to have a great time. All right, that's all I got for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.